Hey everyone, how you doing today? Today we have a special episode. Today is an episode full of opportunity for you. Yeah, this is going to be an opportunity to see some of the episodes of online video, the internet's longest running web series at loudmouthtim.com that you may have never seen before. In fact, you've probably never seen them before. I had started looking through my entire list of 191 episodes to date, going back to April of 2003. And I was thinking, you know what might help here is not everyone's going to take the time to read down this list and really understand every single thing they're seeing. So what I should do is, make a little episode and say, hey, this happened in this episode. This happened in that episode. You might want to see it. So here's the list. Anyhow, along the way, I'm going to have a little bit of random, pointless, random trivia for you of things that have happened along the years of the show. And you can look into it yourself some more and learn more about it. So on my main screen behind the laptop here, I have my list to read off of. I started going through the list of all my episodes and thinking, man, I want to make a top 10. But, which top 10, and but once I started rolling with the thing, I realized, I don't like, top 13, top 14. I cut it down to the top 10. You can look on your own and see a few yourself. Now, we'll start off with a little bit of trivia. 3 people. There have never been that many people on the show. Maybe, 7 or 8 people have been on camera total in all the episodes, except for a few that were made, like just reposting a video someone else made in the past. But out of the people who have been on the episodes, 3 of them are dead. Yeah. From the ones who are dead, there was Gary in episode 61. He did very well in his one episode on the online video. Scott in episode 78. He did fine in his part. And then Richard A.G. Maxwell from the 9 videos he made. He had died back in November 2010. But here's another piece of information here for you. The most popular episode ever in all the years of this web series, number 39. Number 39, Richard Sings Again. And one of the Richard Maxwell videos, number 63 in my list, the school bus song, has gotten over 29,000 views here on YouTube. It is the first video I put on my YouTube channel back in 2007. So go to my videos, go all the way to the bottom of the list, and that's the one. And that's number 63 in my list on my website. Number 64 had some funny outtakes at the end of it from a few episodes of filming, so be sure to see that too. Now, for the top 10 list. Episode 24, 750 styrofoam cups. What do you do when you have a whole bunch of styrofoam cups and a gallon of kerosene? Well, you'll see what I did. It didn't make the huge explosion that I thought it would. Kerosene burns a lot slower than gasoline, but still, I'm glad the police and fire department didn't show up. Now, on to number 9, episode 136. I titled it Disintegration, and not the album from The Cure, but Disintegration. It was a video of my grandparents' house. They had died in 1994 and 1998. The video you see is from when the house had been sitting empty for several years in 2006. Interspersed with the video is some old VHS video that had been recorded back in the very early 1990s. So you get to see a before and after. Here's the kitchen, before when it was well taken care of, after when it's abandoned and empty. The yard when it was very well, nice, neat, maintained, and after when everything is grown up, tall weeds and grass. Something to think about. Look at your house where you live right now. Have you been in your house for 10, 20, 30 years? You take good care of the place, right? What's it going to be like in 30 years when you're dead and gone? Will it be well maintained? Will someone do even better improvements to it? Will it be abandoned with all the trees growing up and the rain gutters falling off the roof and big tall weeds all through the grass? Deep thoughts. Okay. Episode number 8. Episode 61, Amateur Psychiatrists Part 2. That is the episode that Gary was in. And we filmed this video in one shot. Not much preparation to it. I had to hold the camera still. They did their thing. I started the video, I stopped the video, and what was in the middle is the episode. And I think it turned out really well for no preparation at all. Gary had just died here about 2 years ago. Had a problem there. Anyhow, yeah. Bugsy Malone, you should upload your whole back catalog onto YouTube, Tim. Well, let me tell you about that. That's a point that's been made before. Let me pause the top 10 list. People have told me over the years, Tim, why don't you put all your videos on YouTube? Put them on YouTube. And I should have. Way back, I should have put them. I was making videos before there was a YouTube. I started in early 2003. And I should have put these things on way back from the very beginning, had a YouTube channel, monetized it, and got some money out of the whole deal. But I was always like, no. I want people to come to the website, loudmouthtim.com, and see the episodes there. That's what I made the website for. I want you all to come see here. And I would follow along my website stats all the time. I just go by the bandwidth. How many gigabytes were downloaded this month? Yeah, well, there's no chance for monetization there. What was I thinking all these years about that? Oh. What I do need to do, Bugsy, I need to upgrade all the episodes. A lot of the early episodes were encoded at very low bit rates because at that time, broadband internet was not common. 2003, 2004, 2005. The first 100 episodes were made by April 2005. And a lot of people had dial-up or very slow, by today's standards, high-speed internet. And so I kept the file sizes small so they wouldn't have an excuse not to watch. Well, you know, having quality episodes helps too to get people to watch. But I did what I could. So, yeah, you're right. I've been insane for years. You know what? I need to go through all these episodes, put them in Movie Maker 2.6, and re-encode them at, say, maybe 1,000 kilobits. They look a lot better. And over the last few years, I've done that. Maybe you'll see in the listing on the website, the web show page of loudmouthtim.com, it shows the data was made, the bit rate of every file, and you can see what I started making. I went from 300 kilobits to 500 to 800 to 1,000. The early ones like 100 or 115 kilobits because, you know, it was all dial-up back then. And I don't want people saying, well, I'm not going to watch your video because it takes too long to download on my dial-up. Yeah, I kind of went too far with correcting for that problem. So that's something I've been meaning to do for a long time and haven't done yet. But you're right, Bugsy Malone. That's right. Where were we? Number 8. Okay, number 7. Number 7 on my list here. Episode 78, Par 3. We went out to a golf course, a Par 3 mini golf course, and did a round of 9 holes on it, and it became my worst scoring round ever in going out there. I think I put it in a recent episode. That golf course is now all grown over and abandoned. The guy just sits in the house and doesn't take care of it anymore. But in that episode, the guy in the white shirt, Scott, he's another one of the ones who has died. He died over 10 years ago. So, yeah, not good thoughts. Anyhow, number 6 on my list here, episode 181, How to Watch TV, mainly how to beat all the companies who are putting commercials in your TV shows. I hate commercials. If I'm going to, I don't watch a lot of TV. If I'm going to sit down in front of the TV to watch a show, I want to watch the show, not the commercials. So in the episode I rant and raved about a little bit, I used the pause lock to pause the TV. If the show starts at 9 o'clock, I'll put it on pause and I'll go do something else. I'll come back about 9:20 and I'll start watching the show. And when it gets to a commercial, 8x fast forward through the commercials, then back to play when the TV show comes back on. They ain't gonna make me watch commercials. I see their game. They try to trick you with all the ways. I go into a lot of more detail about it in the episode. But yeah, look at that one. Number 5 on my list. Episode, it was a 2-part because it was a long one. Episodes 74 and 75. The Ride, part 1 and 2. Way back. This was in 2004. I filmed this one. I had a 1971 Plymouth Valiant. I had been driving for 6 years and 127,000 miles. And it was getting to the point where the car body was totally shot. It had been hit in the back once. It had been hit in the front once. I hammered it back into shape and kept on driving it. It was completely rusted out. The body was shot. But the drivetrain in this car was excellent. Engine, transmission, rear end, I'd done everything on it. That thing ran great. And I sold it. I put it on a car website to sell it. And to help get this car sold, I said in the ad, I'll drive the car to you anywhere in the continental United States if you pay for pay for me to get there and pay for my plane ticket back. So a guy calls me up from Idaho. I'm in Pittsburgh. He wants me to drive, I think, 2,400 miles to Idaho. Well, all right, you want to sell this thing or not? Okay, that became the episode, the 2-part episode, The Ride. So look at that. I stopped at a few places along the way and took some videos. I did that. And now, number 4 on my list. Episode 114, Getting Fired. Yeah, I've not had the best job stability in my life, for different reasons. A lot of temp agencies, a lot of contract jobs, and sometimes the company had been doing things 30 or 40 years one way, but they were doing it wrong. And it took me being in there to see, hey, why don't you do it this way? This is better. And that didn't always go too well. So, I got fired a lot. Yeah, but, I figure it this way. If you go and get one job right out of college and you work this job 40 years straight, then that's all you know. This one job, this one thing, this is your whole life. Now, me, on the other hand, I've been in a lot of different places. I've done a lot of different things. You get to see more, do more, learn more, a wide variety of experience. And in a lot of jobs, once you're there 2 or 3 months, you've seen all you're ever going to see. It's just the same thing over and over until you die or retire or quit or get fired. So I've had a little experience in different places as a result. Number 3 on my list, episode 132, the mini bike. I had an old mini bike for many, many years, and I got my couple of friends one day, and we went out with the car and the camera and the mini bike and filmed me driving the thing on the street and down into a park. And one of my friends, Scott, this is not the Scott who died, this is a different Scott. He managed to crash the thing going in a straight line. How? Well, watch the video and you'll see how he managed to do it. I don't know myself. I still have that mini bike. A friend of mine, when I moved back to Los Angeles in 2013, I gave it to a friend of mine for his kids to ride because I didn't think I was going to move back here, at least not anytime soon. Little did I know I'd be getting married a year later. Well, anyhow, he had it sitting around for years. I finally went to him about a year ago and I said, hey, I gave you some money for the old mini bike. So I have it back. I have, everything but the engine is sitting downstairs. And one of these days I'll fix it up and make a new episode about it. Who knows when that'll be. Now, number 2 on the list, episode 171, Parking Meter Revenge. That's a problem I've had. From when I lived in Los Angeles the first time, you really got to watch the parking meter signs out there because they will hit you for a $50 or $60 ticket just like that. They love to hand out parking tickets out there. I only had a ticket once or twice, but that was a lot more than I ever wanted to pay in parking tickets. So I went through and made an episode about it. I made the episode at an old abandoned parking lot that had maybe a few meters even still in there on their stands. And when I made this video, there was a long rant in it where I just, went nonstop on the thing. And I actually filmed that rant 20 times because either I would forget to say something or I would mess it up or a car would drive by making all kind of noise. And 20 times later, the final attempt is what made it into the episode. And I didn't know it at the time, but when I got done filming it and took the camera home, I had maybe 2 or 3 minutes of tape left on that cassette. That was back when I had my old mini DV camera. So it got done just in time. So that's a good rant and some ideas there. If you have been wronged, cheated, and ripped off many times from greedy city governments, taking your money any way you can with parking meters, there's a few ideas in the episode for a little bit of passive-aggressive revenge. So look at that and enjoy. And number 1 on the list of the top 10 episodes of online video at Loudmouthtim for you to go look at. It's actually 9 episodes, but it's all one storyline, one theme. It's the Richard A.G. Maxwell series. He was a drugged out hippie kind of guy, lived in a nearby town, and he sang all kind of songs. He would play the blues. He had paintbrushes and a metal can for a drum, and some of his songs actually were pretty good. Episode 39 in particular, that was the most viewed episode for many years on my show. But anyhow, I'll give you it's in my site information page on the website. But episodes 15, 16, 39, 63, 64, 69, 99, 105, and 117. Those are the Richard A.G. Maxwell episodes. So go take a look at those and see what you think. Yes, the songs are weird. There's a lot of drug references in them, but some of them are actually, I thought, pretty good. So that is a top 10 list for you to go look at, see what you think. And if anybody wants to see any of the episodes re-encoded in a high quality version, I can do that and upload it to YouTube for you, no problem. Or put it on some website where you can download it to yourself. So, other than that, everything's going pretty good today. I got some stuff to go out and do this afternoon, so I'm going to do that. So look over the episodes, look down the entire list, see what you think. I give you these 10 to start with, and while you're clicking down that list, you see anything else you want to look at, go ahead and look at it. That's what it's there for. And maybe one of these days, I'll get around to re-encoding all the videos at a much higher bit rate so they can all look a lot better, because you look at some of the early episodes, 110, 115 kilobits per second, you have to have your Windows Media Player or whatever you have down to a small size, because if you bring it too big, it gets real grainy real quick. You have to look at a small envelope, a small picture size. All right, well, that's all for this episode. Go on over to the website, loudmouthtim.com, home of online video, the longest running web series in the history of the internet. And go look around and see what you think. Find some new things to look at, things you might realize, hey, you know what? I really enjoyed that episode, Tim. And you wouldn't have known about it if you hadn't seen this video. So there you go. Spread the word, and please hit the like and subscribe buttons. My subscriber numbers have been improving steadily, but nowhere near fast enough. So if anyone hasn't hit my subscribe button down there, please do it. All right? Thanks.